All right, guys, today is April 9th. It's been exactly 1 week without coffee, and I have to say, this has been one of the hardest weeks that I've had to deal with in my entire life. I've had a pounding headache literally every day since last Friday, except for maybe today. But there's been a lot of benefits to me stopping coffee and drinking green tea. My anxiety levels actually are much lower. I'm not clenched. I'm not breathing shallow. I'm not tense the whole time. Now I still wrestle with anxiety, so I'm still dealing with the normal symptoms. Coffee not being in the equation has lowered those symptoms and made it just a little bit easier to manage. I've kind of been more in my head this week now because I can actually zero in on the things that I need to think about. I think thoughts are moving more fluidly. They're not just like zzz, 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 like, oh my gosh, squirrel, oh my gosh, squirrel,
Oh my gosh, squirrel.
they're not like, it's not like an ADD like the way that coffee was giving me in the amount that I was drinking. Also, I've been sleeping a heck of a lot better. It's been easier for me to fall asleep. I tend to have a little bit of insomnia when I'm drinking coffee. So the insomnia has almost disappeared, to be honest. Now, I haven't slept the best once I got to sleep because of the ongoing headaches that have been going on. But as of today, the headaches are minimal. Yesterday was a pretty bad one. But today I haven't had a headache so far. So looking into those aspects of things, things are much greater. So I think there's a benefit to switching from coffee to tea. Once this month is over, I'll reassess everything, decide, do I keep coffee out of my life completely or do I do it sparingly? Obviously, going out with friends, stuff like that, coffee is a social thing too. So obviously once COVID is over. So when everything's said and done, maybe I can just have a coffee on occasion, to look for those moments where just I want to be zip, 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 get some speed in my life. I will admit though, I did almost slip up. One day this week, I did have a video shoot and I had a pounding headache and I just needed that headache to go away so I could focus on what I was doing. But thankfully my wife is there and she kind of pulled the plug on that and said, no, you're going to stick to this challenge. So thank you, Karen, my beautiful wife, for sticking up for me in my moment of weakness. That's what a good partner's supposed to do, right? Thank you. Throughout this whole week, I've been drinking green tea. I've been drinking Bigelow green tea with mint. And as you can see, I've drank a considerable amount of it because I have to compensate for the amount of caffeine that I'm not getting. And then also I've been using Matcha Bar Matcha. This stuff is awesome. And I'll leave a link in the description for both of these. Also, if you like that mug that I had, this guy right here, this is an Ember mug. This is probably one of the best purchases I've ever made in my entire life. Well, actually, I didn't make it. My wife bought it for me 2 years ago for Christmas. But this thing will keep your drink warm for at least a good hour and a half longer than when you brew it. And I can't stand to have a hot drink go cold on me, especially if I'm busy doing something and the drink is just sitting there and it gets cold. I cannot stand that. So this thing is awesome. It's set to a temperature of 138, which is my precise drinking temperature for any hot beverage. You have your own, but this is mine. But yeah, so yeah, I've been drinking these green tea products. I think I could probably do better than Bigelow, but I actually don't mind it. I grew up drinking Bigelow black tea with my parents. I'm from the South and we have, we do sweet tea down there. So I grew up on black tea at least. So I knew this brand and I don't mind it. But I'm sure there's more better brands out there and I'll look into those if this thing continues. All I can say is that this first week was brutal, but I am seeing benefits. And if you've been doing this also, I'd love to hear what kind of benefits you've seen by switching from coffee to green tea. It's definitely a hard thing to do. I think with any addiction, we'll call it that, it's hard to switch gears and change your lifestyle. Basically, I got the idea from I was in a clubhouse listening to Roberto Blake talk, and he talked about not drinking coffee and switching to green tea. And then that day, last Friday, I was having that nuts coffee day, and it's like, you know what, like I'm gonna take Roberto Blake's advice, and I'm gonna try green tea for a month and see what it does for me. And yeah, so far it's going great. I'm not gonna make a video for next Friday. I'm gonna wait and make the next one at the end of the month. So the last day of April, I'll check back in and give everyone, you know, my findings. Let me know if you're doing it too. Leave a comment down below. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't. If you're new here, thank you so much for sitting through me rambling. And I know this isn't on the normal topic of photography and videography and creative things, but I feel like our health and our mental health is all part of everything, you know? So while we have creativity on one side, you have to have health in order to continue being creative, right? So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and check out the next one. Aloha, shoots.